Hello everyone. Today we are starting Anesthesia INICET 2023 paper. Welcome you all. Let's start the question. The presence of which of the following indicates that CPR is high quality, that is good quality. Let's see. Chest compression at a rate of 100 to 120 per minute. Yes. Breathing rate 20 to 25 per minute. It's very high, isn't it? Why you want to take the patient with high breathing? No need of this much breathing. It's just a 10 per minute, okay? Depth of the compression should be 5 to 6 centimeter. Allow just recoil. Yes, obviously 4 should be there in the answer. So 1 should be there. 1, 3 and 4. 1, 3 and 4. 2 is not the answer. This is the repeated question and this is the very important question. Let's see. Here provide 100 to 120 chest compressions per minute. Yes. Place your arm one over the other in the midline on the lower 1/3 of the patient's sternum. Lock your arm. Then use both the arms to press the chest to the depth of 5 to 6 centimeter, that is 2 inches. Then press hard and fast and allow the chest recoil completely. And in children's also same thing, but you have to keep one or both the palms are placed in the midline. Depth is 2 inches. Here in adults it's 2 to 2.4 inches. In infants less than 1 year, if you are only one provider for the CPR, you can place the 2 fingers between nipple line. Okay. If there are 2 providers for the CPR, you can encircle the infant torso with both the hands and thumb pointing the cephalic position 1 centimeter below the nipple over the sternum. Press hard and fast. How to ventilate the patient? In the absence of any advanced airway like endotracheal tube, supraglottic airway, you have to give 30 compressions per 2 breaths. Okay. The 30 compression should be given in 15 seconds. So after 15 seconds, you have to give 2 breaths. That is 30 compression, 2 breaths, 30 compression, 2 breaths till 1 minute. Okay. But if there is a endotracheal tube or supraglottic airway is present, then you can give a 10 breaths per minute. Okay. So here you see you can get 8 breaths in a minute. But if there is an advanced airways, we can give up to 10 breaths in a minute. Okay. I think you understood. That is 30 compression we are giving in a 15 seconds. Okay, you can see the time clock. 15 seconds you have to give 30 compressions. Again next 15 seconds you have to give 30 compressions. So in between every 15 seconds you are giving a 2 breaths, isn't it? So at 120 compressions you are totally giving 8 breaths. So here no need to think complicated. Okay, I just told you to understand, just to remember, just make a note of it. Question number 1 answer is 1, 3, 4 only. Okay, 2 is wrong. 5-year-old is on 3 liter per minute oxygen via nasal cannula. What is the appropriate FiO2 level for this child? Okay, there is a formula to calculate. Let me show you how to calculate FiO2. It is 21% of oxygen plus the nasal cannula flow rate, that is liter per minute, into 4. Okay, here the nasal cannula flow rate they have kept 3. Okay, 3 liter per minute. We have to multiply it by 4. That is, you will get 12. 12 plus 21 is 33. Near answer is 30 they have given. So we can mark option B. Coming to the third one. In a patient with thrombocytopenia, the platelet transfusion done when the platelet level drops below the a threshold. To proceed the surgery, the platelet transfusion is done to achieve the platelet level of how much? So we can proceed the surgery if platelet level comes above 50,000. Okay, then you can proceed the surgery. Okay, the platelet count will rise by 10,000 per millimeter cube for every unit transfused. Okay, coming to the fourth one, a 70 kg patient who presented to the emergency with acute pancreatitis was shifted to ICU and intubated. His ventilator setting was FiO2 90%, PEEP is 12 mm of Hg, respiratory rate is 16 per minute, and tidal volume is 420 ml. The results of the ABG analysis are given below. Which of the following could be the next step in management of this patient? pH is 7.3, okay. If AO2 is 110 mm of Hg, which is slightly high, and FaCO2 is 58 mm of Hg, okay. SpO2 is 100%, which is a little bit of high only. Let's see the explanation once. See, the patient with acute pancreatitis getting intubated likely causes ARDS. Okay. In this patient, FaO2 is 110 mm of Hg, whereas SpO2 is 100%, which is higher than the target. So, when the oxygen concentration is high, there is further lung injury because of oxygen toxicity, hence it will worsen the ARDS. The initial management is to keep the FiO2 less than 60% and SpO2 between 88 to 95%, not 100%. And in this case, FiO2 is 95, they have given. So we will decrease it. Okay, that when FiO2, the fraction of oxygen we are giving to the patient, is decreased, then the SpO2 and PaO2 will automatically decrease. Okay, let me show you one ventilator setting question, that is okay. See, in this question, the initial ventilator setting, the tidal volume should be 4 to 5 ml per kg. Ideal body weight, that is, it will come near the 400, okay, 500, like 500 ml you can keep. Respiratory rate is 12 breaths per minute. In our patient, it is 16 breaths per minute. It's okay, but not too high, like 20, 25, 30. It's not that much, right? So 12 to 16 is normal, okay? FiO2 first initially kept 100%, okay? In our patient, it was 90 to begin with. Then we will titrate it to slower. So FiO2, first our concern is to get sufficient oxygen immediately. So we'll keep it high, so the fraction of oxygen received to the patient is very high. After some time, so we will reduce it to prevent the oxygen toxicity. The PEEP is being kept 5 centimeter per water. Then we will titrate slowly higher. So carefully it is increased to high PEEP may impair the ventricular filling in the patient with blunt chest trauma. This I have explained in 2020 paper, but you can see that paper also, but today I just explained it because you can correlate the questions, right? Yes. So we have to reduce the FiO2 to decrease the oxygen toxicity. Okay. Fifth one, which of the following best represents the American Society of an Anesthesiologist physical status 3? Let's see the criteria once. The ASA one is the healthy adult, the normal health, and non-smoker, or he will not drink. Sometimes the occasional drinker also can be taken as healthy adult only. But the mild disease is considered as 2. He smokes, drinks occasionally. You can consider in either of this, but he should be healthy in this one. Okay. And good control on diabetes hypertension will come in too. And this patient is like, he has some disease, diabetes hypertension, but he is going to trip and all. But in severe diseases, he has disease, poor control, hence he can't go anywhere, like any trips. Okay, so he has a CLD, CKD, COPD, everything comes in severe disease. Okay, class 3 is severe disease. You have to remember that there is nothing called moderate disease here. Next, coming to the fourth one, life threatening diseases. That is, he has recently operated. Okay, recently he had a MI, unstable angina, sepsis, and cardiovascular accidents, and all. A recent history will be there. So these are the life-threatening diseases. Whereas fifth one is patient is unlikely to survive. That if you don't operate, he will surely die. That is massive trauma, bowel obstructions, head trauma with the increased ICPs, ruptured aortic aneurysm. All these cases, if you don't operate, he will going to die 100% like that. It will come in class 5. Whereas class 6 is the brain dead patient, is this is considered only for organ donations. Okay, hence here class 3 is severe systemic diseases. Okay, coming to the sixth one, a patient who is under general anesthesia shows the following finding on ETCO2 monitor. What is the condition can lead to characteristic wave on capnography? What is this? We have seen this sharp fin pattern. Yes. Okay. You can see here the phase 2 is prolonged and there is a steep phase 3, that is in the bronchospasm or airway obstruction. This all we have discussed in our previous classes. You can see the video. So here we are done with 2023 anesthesia paper. Thank you all.